Hey everyone, hope you're having a great day. So I wanted to go over a couple of updates I've made to the Excel gamma exposure sheets that I have. I've made quite a few changes and I just wanted to kind of update people on the form and function of them. But first, I do want to make you aware someone has been impersonating me in the Discord. As you can see, they're actually not a member of my channel. So if this person messages you, the best thing you need to do, or to make sure it is me, is to see if it shows that we're in mutual servers together. Also, send me a friend request. If you have any questions, just reach out to me publicly and let me know that you're messaging me. And I've basically went out and put in my profile, I would never DM you first. I never asked for money, trying to contact you or anything like that. So just be aware that there are scammers out there and they're trying to contact you. And this is not just me and my server. This happens in pretty much every Discord server that I join. I'll join a new one, and within 1 to 2 days, I'll have someone messaging me claiming to be the main member of that Discord channel or a well-known member. And these people are just trying to scam you with things. So just be careful there. So first of all, on the futures file, one thing that I have mentioned, let me find it here. So when you're using the futures file, you have to use the forward space anytime you want to enter in the option symbol for that. And in Excel, the / is actually the menu button or menu key. So you need to change that before you can start updating these right here. And to do that, you go to File, you go to Options, you go to Advanced, and if you scroll to the bottom, the Lotus compatibility, what you're going to do is just basically make that blank right there, and that will fix that. As far as the future sheet goes, it should work for pretty much any futures product now. I have kind of updated it to that. At first, it was only doing ES, but right now we're looking at crude oil, CL, and this is actually the Monday expiration tomorrow. One thing that I have added in here is the gamma exposure multiplier. Gamma is basically the option gamma times open interest times the contract size, and normally that is 100, but for futures it's actually just 1. So I have made it so you can change this in here. You can change that right there if you want to. I just want to make that option available for you. So that's going to wrap up the future sheet right here. So the dashboard here, or that's what I call this file. This is actually the file that normally when I'm streaming, this is the file I've been showing in there. And I have made a couple of changes in here. Primarily, these were just user requests. So first of all, I just want to kind of explain some of the charts. You can actually right-click on the chart and go to Select Data, and you can actually change what data is being viewed. You can do that with pretty much all of these charts. I have added 2 charts at the bottom. So this chart right here is actually plotting the volume and the open interest. And once again, you can just right-click and select data and decide what you want to view. But actually, both of these 2 charts at the bottom should be identical. I just have separate things set up to be viewed. I have gamma exposure set up to be viewed on this chart, and we have volume and open interest set up on this chart right here. So one thing that I have done, this is something that was asked of me to do. So let me just scroll to the right and I'll try to explain everything here. So these first columns here, this is the traditional way that you calculate gamma exposure, which is going to be open interest is going to be in the calculation. And that is how these are calculated. And then we have the net gamma for these right here. The net is calculated right here, and I have it plotted down here as well as right here. But this is going to be calculating it with open interest, which is the traditional way. Next, I have the cumulative gamma exposure, and so this is actually going to be the traditional way, which is calculated basically from the lowest put up to the highest call. and I have it plotted right here as well. It's actually the one in blue that is labeled P. That basically means we're calculating that from the put side. I have another cell here, and this is calculating it from the call side down. So we're starting at the top, which is actually right here, and we're calculating it down. And then I have it plotted right here in orange, and I have it labeled as C right there. So something I have added that was requested is, can we calculate the gamma exposure using the option volume that is going on throughout the day? So that is what these columns are for right here. So instead of using open interest, we are actually using the volume. So these are going to increase as the volume increases throughout the day. And so to view that, you can actually view that on both of these charts. Once again, you right click and select data. So the put and call gamma exposure right here is the traditional way, calculating it with just the open interest. And then the put vol and call vol gamma exposure is calculating it as the volume. And right now I have all of them on, but you can click this and turn them off and view it like that. But that is what these two are for. And then I have the net, and the net is basically just the put plus the call, and then that gives you the net right there. And I have it also calculated as well, and you can view it right here. So we have the net vol, which is the net volume calculation of the gamma exposure. And then this top one here is the actual traditional way. So I have both of those ways set up for you to calculate this stuff. If we go to the chart section, we have all the same stuff here as well. And you can right click and select data right here. It should all be the same. I think this one right here actually is not. Yeah, it's just the net gamma exposure right there. So I may update this one eventually. So this chart here will be identical to this chart right here. Okay, and lastly, I have the gamma exposure tracker files, which is a version 1.5 and a version 1.2. And the primary difference between the version 1.5 and 1.2 will be the actual number of expirations. The 1.5 has the 5 expirations it pulls data from. The 1.2 only pulls it from 2 expirations. The 1.5 also pulls 160 strikes, I believe, 165, whereas the version 1.2 just does 100 strikes. The 1.5 also will plot the volume and open interest across all the strikes and expirations, so you can see kind of what is going on between each expiration. One thing that I found is this is actually showing total volume, put volume, call volume, and something that I wanted to find, or I found myself doing, is let's say we have say 21,000 put volume here in this 5,900 strike. Instead of going to each sheet and trying to see what expiration that was added in, I can just click this sheet right here, and it will show me basically which expiration has all that volume. And that is basically why I want to do that. This volume and open interest sheet is not in the version 1.2 yet. I may not add it just because it's 2 expirations. It's a lot easier to look. With the 5 expiration, it took more time to look for that stuff. But this is available as well. One thing that we are not doing in this sheet yet is calculating the gamma exposure with volume. So far, we're still doing this just the traditional way of using the gamma exposure calculated with open interest. I may calculate it with volume at some time as I get a chance. Obviously you can see I've got 5 or 6 sheets here that are all doing similar but different things. But it's all working towards the end goal of possibly maybe merging them all together one day. If you're in my Discord, I always say that everything is just a work in progress, and that's pretty much how it always is with me. But anyway, I just wanted to give an update and just kind of show how all this stuff worked and what is available. But so far, every file that you have seen here, all of these are available in the Discord. But anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully this was helpful. Have a great day, and bye.